I think that I'm going to try to be productive during these next few weeks and keep myself in my home and do things that have needed to be done. Hey everybody, my name is Shawna Carmack and you have stumbled upon my little channel. I do a lot of unboxings, some vlogs, a little bit of just everything going on in my life. Today, I am going to show you the end result of many months of work that I've done on my office. I started making videos about this office like 2 years ago. No kidding. It's taken me this long to just really get up the gumption and get myself in gear to change a room in my home. Now you'll see from the pictures and the video that it started out absolutely terrible, and you might be able to see why I had a hard time really wanting to do anything with it. To give a little backstory, my home is very old. It was built in 1940. I bought it from a little lady who had only lived here. Her parents built the house. She lived here until she left to go to college to the University of Miami. She came back and lived here, taught school, had breast cancer, and then married for the first time when she was 47. At that point, her parents were ill, so she and her new husband moved into this house. And they took care of her parents until they died. Then her husband died, and she continued to live here in this house until I bought it from her 6 years ago in 2014. Now, I knew about her. She lived in my small town. I've always loved this little house. I've always thought it had such great potential, but I've never been inside it. When I met her for the first time, her nephew was here with her, helping her go through her things and move it out because I had already bought it. She had to go live in a nursing home. She was 91. She was unhappy about having to leave her home and unhappier that I had already changed the color of her front door. She said, "Are you the one that painted my door red?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she started crying and said, "I don't like it much." And of course, then I started crying because I knew how she felt about leaving a home that she loved and having to sell it to somebody else and have them make changes, and you don't like it, you know? Because I had to leave a home that I loved to move to town because I couldn't afford it after my divorce. Once we got to talking, she found out I was a breast cancer survivor. I also taught school. We just really connected, and we spent the next few hours laughing and reminiscing and talking about how I promise I'm going to take care of her house. And all of the home was very dated. In fact, her comment to me about the kitchen was, "Now you're not gonna have to change the kitchen at all because I renovated that in 1976. It looked it too. With that being said, she told me how she spent her time in her den, the office, because it was right off the back door. And I just couldn't understand it because this cute little house with a big, nice living room, you know, why would you want to stay in this back room that literally had cat pee-pee on the floor because she had lots of cats?" But once I got it redone, it just became the coziest place for me to hang out. And it's where the dogs and I stay a lot now. So I know that you probably don't care about that backstory, but I just thought it was fun to know. And I really kept that in mind when I was redoing this room about how I needed to make sure it represented Miss Rooks well and held the coziness that she loved it when it was her room. I hope you enjoyed this little tour that I'm about to give you, and if you have any tips or ideas about home renovations, be sure and leave it in the comment section below because I'm not done. I've got a bathroom to change. This is my home. It's going to be my home for a very long time, and this is the time for me. I've lived here for 5 years. 6 years. It is 6 years this month. Nothing's different here. I guess I just have the door open. You hear the machines going again. I have to do this. I've got to paint the trim. That's what I'll do this week. Well, it is 2:30 in the morning, and Lito and Marley and I have been painting for several hours, actually several days. And I'm just still not done. I'm not done. So it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. I'm so tired, and my parents are going to be here in about 4 hours, so I need to go to bed. I'll see y'all the next time I turn the camera on. Oh yeah, looks real good, doesn't it? 1970s green / yellow and no more white paint. Hi. And here we have the office pretty much finished. What once started as pea green walls and terrible flooring. This is a puzzle that I put together myself, and then my uncle and aunt framed it for me. My uncle built the frame. These prints, it's actually watercolors, came from my store in Something Special. This is my son's couch, so it won't be here for just forever and ever, but I'll replace it with something cool. This piece is an antique buffet that came from my Uncle Joe. The drapes came from JCPenney online. There's a book easel from when I read to my kids. This used to be the outside door to the house. There was a little back porch there, and then they enclosed it and made that the laundry room. I'm not sure when. This house was built in 1940. The desk was refurbished by me. My sister-in-law gave it to me, and I painted it and then restained the top. This chair came from Wayfair. And then, of course, I've got my filing cabinet and printer because this is a functioning office for me. A local girl made my initials, and then these little items. I've had this Austin for, 20 years. I collected them for a long time. And then there's my sweet son and my sweet great nephew. The rug came from Walmart. I think I paid $50 for it. This mantle is one of my favorite pieces because it's original to the house. The fireplace is also original to the house. And I've just pieced these decorations together to make it homey to me. My favorite verse now. I won this tray from Bunko. And then I made the arrangements. I've had those for about 25 years also. I don't know if the fireplace works, and I'm actually a little bit scared to even try. This is where I keep my puppy dog's toys, and then the blanket that I use if I get cold in here. And this is actually a copper soup pot that came from Egypt. I also got that from my Uncle Joe. I changed the light fixture. I got that from Lowe's. My mom and daddy hung that for me. Well, daddy did. Mom and I assisted. But this little place has actually become a place that I love to be in. The dogs and I spend a whole lot of time in here. There's a closet right there that I'm still not finished with. I've got to redo the shelving, and I'm going to pull the wiring from my TV and all that in there. You go from here into my little, it's not a hallway, it's like a little quad bathroom, my room, my son's room when he lived here. And then the living room is over there. I spend a lot of time at this desk doing my grad school work for my 3rd degree. I still have to hang this mirror. I'm not sure if I'm gonna hang it in here. It is an antique mirror that also came from my Uncle Joe. I thought about putting it right there, but I just don't know. Do I need 2 mirrors in a room? I don't look at myself that often, so what does it matter? Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.